Hey everyone, Geeky Fun here, and tonight we're going to be playing The Spider and the Bride. I thought it looked cute and quite visually pleasing, so without further ado, let us begin. Start. There once was a large old house that sat atop an equally large hill. For many years, no living humans had graced its halls, but it was far from empty. For in this house lived many creatures, from bats to rats to tiny ants. All manners of life made this house their home. Within the old house's attic, there also lived a spider, small and unassuming. Oh, it has a tiny little web in its hands. Oh. Day in and day out, it busied itself with weaving its webs. It seldom had a moment to spare, but on certain occasions it would pause its work. For every full moon, the house had a guest. Aww. When the moon shone at its brightest, a gentle but frail and waifish woman would appear in this attic. Her fingers were but bone and ice, her face pale and gaunt, and her eyes sunken and tired. But the maiden was kind to the denizens of the old house. She sang to them with her lovely melodic voice, and entertained them with her graceful ephemeral dancing. She was loved by all creatures, but none more so than the little spider. While all the other residents of the rickety old house avoided the arachnid, the young woman betrayed no fear. Instead, she would talk the night away with her eight-legged companion, even though it was unable to respond. But one night, on the full moon, she seemed rather forlorn. Little spider, I must confess, I have been waiting for such a very long time, she lamented, sadness heavy in her voice. My betrothed, my dear, left my side when I became ill. Oh, why has my dear not returned? She said sorrowfully, tears flowing from her cheeks. Does my visage now offend his eyes? But I am sure just the sight of him will make me well once more. Oh, honey. The spider wished it could comfort her as she wept. However, it was but a spider, and not her dear. Thus, it would only watch with a tiny, aching heart. After some time, the maiden managed to compose herself. A new resolve began to strengthen within her soul. I cannot doubt him. He will return, she assured herself. And when he does, I must be prepared for our wedding. But oh, there is so much to do. I must first find gloves to cover these bony fingers. She held out her hands, still thin and brittle. Beautiful silk gloves. Yes, surely then my dear would be happy to see me again. Oh, this is already very sad. The spider knew not what it could do for the doleful maiden. It would weave her the finest gloves in the land. The spider knew now, my bad. The spider did not wish for its beloved to cover her gentle hands with gloves, but did not hesitate in its decision to make the gift. It would be no easy task, but the spider was determined to see its beloved happy. The spider returned to its web, hoping to find some nourishment for the endeavor ahead. Oh, little moth. Trapped in the webbing was a delicate moth, its aged wings flapping quickly as it tried to free itself from the sticky threads that ensnared it. Dear spider, I know you must hunger greatly, but I ask that you please spare me, the moth pleaded. I am but an old fragile moth, but the moon calls for me. Please let me go to its brilliant light. The spider gave pause. For once it pondered such a request. Its beloved would surely prefer the moth be spared. But the spider must still eat, especially if it wished to weave a gift. Oh, shit, I love moths. And I don't want to kill it. But at the same time, I love spooters, and the spider doesn't need to eat. I know I'm gonna regret this, but the sobby part of me is going to choose spare the moth. Thank you, dear spider, the moth exclaimed as the spider unbound it from the web. You are kind, dear spider. Perhaps one day I will be able to return this kindness. The moth opened its dusty wings and turned its eyes to the full moon. But now I must go, for the light calls me. And with that, the moth fluttered away, lured out of the attic by the bright light of the moon. The spider felt somewhat hungrier, yet still strangely sated and stronger in spirit. It was now prepared for the task, and began to sew and weave with zest. It would make the most exquisite silk gloves for its beloved, and would not rest until they were complete. The spider knew it would see the maiden again on the next full moon, and when it did, it would also see the joy on her face when she laid eyes upon its gift. For many days and nights the spider worked tirelessly. Oh, they're so pretty. It took until the day of the full moon for the gloves to be complete, but they were indeed exquisite. Elegant as the stars. Proud of its work, the spider left them on the windowsill and rested until nightfall. As if beckoned by them, the young woman appeared once more in the attic. What is this? Has someone left me these gloves as a wedding gift? She happily took the gloves and slid them over her hands. Her once frail fingers seemed full and plump once more, and her smile warmed the room. It's so pretty. How beautiful! These are perfect! Her face had become alight with the purest of happiness. If only I knew who to thank. They must be a truly kind soul to make me something so splendid. The spider was content to not take credit for its work, and merely wished to see its beloved happy. Now I have such lovely gloves. I must find a veil to conceal my pale face and tired eyes. Oh no, I'm getting the Giving Tree vibes. But she doesn't know, unlike the person in the book. Now that I have such lovely gloves, I must find a veil to conceal my pale face and tired eyes, the maiden said after admiring her gloves for some time. Perhaps then my dear will return. The spider did not wish its beloved to hide her smile behind a veil, but did not hesitate in his decision to make the second gift. Oh. For the rest of the night, it was content to watch the joyful bride-to-be offer her gloved hands to imaginary wedding guests. Oh. It watched her greet guests and mingle until dawn arrived, resting its tired eyes for only the briefest of moments. But when it looked back towards where she had been standing, she was gone. Once more the spider returned to its web, hoping to find another meal waiting for it. It was even hungrier than before, after all. What awaited it was a rather disappointing snack, however. A single ant had found itself trapped in the spider's web. As did the moth, the ant pleaded with its 8-legged captor. Dear spider, I know you must hunger greatly, but I ask that you please spare me, the ant begged with a tiny voice. I am but a mere morsel to you. I could surely never satisfy you as a meal, and I must return to my mother and sisters. The spider once again pondered the request. The ant was indeed a small meal. The spider was also quite hungry. I know my sympathy is going to get this spider killed, and I'm not prepared to deal with that, but I don't want to kill the ant either. Oh, crap. I want to spare the ant, but I know I can't. This little spider's gonna make an entire veil. And an ant might not be much, but it needs to eat, right? Like, if you're thinking about it from a logical standpoint and not an emotional standpoint. Ugh. Do not spare the ant. I want to. I hold no ill will, for this is your nature, the ant replied with a sense of duty. Oh. And you say you wish to weave a gift for the kindly girl? My elder said that she stopped some ruffians from stomping on our home and crushing my family. If I can assist in your endeavor to make her happy again, then I am content with this fate. Oh. The spider's stomach was not quite filled by the meal, but its spirit felt even stronger. It was now prepared for the task and began to sew and weave with vigor. It would make the most divine veil for its beloved. It would not rest until it was complete. For many days and nights the spider worked tirelessly. The spider knew it would see the maiden again on the next full moon. And when it did, it would also see her dance with elation when she laid eyes upon its gift. Homie's a seamstress. Spider got skill. Just saying. Mad skill. I hope this isn't like a corpse bride ending. It took until the day of the next full moon for the veil to be complete, but it was indeed divine. Ethereal as the wind. And just as before, the young woman once again appeared in the attic, and just as before, she saw a gift awaiting her. What is this? Has someone left me this veil as a wedding gift as well? She happily took the veil and placed it atop her head. Her pale, sunken cheeks seemed to become bright and rosy once more, and her smile warmed the room as it had before. How beautiful! It's perfect! She danced across the room gracefully, her veil fluttering behind her as she did. If only I knew who to thank. They must be a truly sensitive soul to make me something so delicate. The spider was content to not take credit for its work. It merely wished to see its beloved happy. Now the only thing that I lack is a dress, the maiden said after admiring the veil for some time. It would be such a shame not to have an equally beautiful dress to suit the gloves and veil. She made no mention of her dear this time. And perhaps I can meet the sweet soul that sewed these for me. Invigorated by her joy at receiving the veil, the spider did not hesitate in its decision to make the final gift. But for the rest of the night, it was content to watch the joyful bride-to-be dance around the attic, her veil dancing in the breeze as well. It watched her dance until dawn arrived, resting its tired eyes for a longer moment than before. When it looked back towards where she had been dancing, she was unsurprisingly gone yet again. And so, once more, the spider returned to its web, hoping to find another meal waiting for it. It was quite famished by now, after all. It heard its meal before it saw it. A loud, mournful tune played as the spider approached. A cricket had become entangled in its web. Dear spider, I know you must hunger greatly, but I ask that you please spare me, the cricket chirped desperately. I am but a gentle musician. I only wish to play my song beneath the stars. It leaves remains of the bugs I kill. This is gonna haunt me. The spider, yet again, pondered the request. The cricket's music was indeed beautiful, but the spider was also ravenously hungry. Okay, but if I spare the cricket, I would feel better, but if I don't spare the cricket, then I feel like I was wrong by killing the ant. But this spider's been... Why do I have to feel so bad? the ant had a story for the last one. I don't know what to do. Crap. Can I flip a coin? Alright. I had nothing against that little ant, but do not spare the cricket. I hold no ill will. This is your nature, the cricket replied with an air of drama. And you say you wish to weave a gift for the kindly girl? She was my first audience, and lavished praise upon my music when no other did. If I can assist you in your endeavor to make her happy again, then I am content with this fate. So what's the story with the moth, then? Oh, I don't like that. The spider's stomach was once more filled by the meal, and it felt stronger in spirit than ever before. And yet again, the spider began its work. This would be its most difficult endeavor yet. While its spirit was indeed strong, it couldn't help but wonder if its weak little body could withstand it. It would have to work harder and faster than ever before to finish the dress before the next full moon. Still, the smitten spider carried on, determined to give its all for what it was sure to be the final gift to its beloved. I'm getting Charlotte's Web vibes now. It spent many days toiling away. The spider began its work, though it hungered quite a bit and was forced to attempt this difficult task on its own. Without a full belly or anyone to aid it, the spider soon found itself becoming more and more exhausted by the moment. The full moon was approaching, and the dress was nowhere near completion, and the spider's small body finally had as much as it could take. For now, the spider could only rest. Is it because I didn't eat the moth? It slept through the night of the full moon, and it slept through the sounds of unfamiliar voices in the attic the next day, lamenting that they would have to clean such a messy pile of cobwebs in their new home. No! But at least in its dreams, it was able to see its beloved's smiling face, dancing around in the beautiful gown it had sewn for her in its mind. The end. No. No. Aw. Thank you for making the game. No. We're eating all three. I want to see. There has to be a happy ending. I can't play another game in a row with an ending like this. Start. Alright, we know the story. Alright, we get it. But we're gonna find out what happens. I have to know. Okay. She's so cute, though. Okay. Alright, let's get to the moth. What happens when we eat the moth? We're gonna eat all of them. We're gonna eat all of it. Just say fuck it. We're gonna eat them. Good lord. I can't handle this. Is too much. Excuse me. Alright. Do not spare the moth. I hold no ill will, for this is your nature, the moth replied with a sage nod. And you say you wish to weave a gift for the kindly girl? Many moons ago, she watched over me and protected me, while I was but a mere cocoon. If I can assist you in your endeavor to make her happy again, then I am content with this fate. The spider's stomach was filled, and its spirit felt strengthened. It was now prepared for the task, and began to sew and weave with zest. Okay, we're gonna fast forward. We're gonna go eat the ant. As did the moth, the ant pleaded with its 8-legged captor. Dear spider, I know you must hunger greatly, but I ask that you please spare me, the ant begged with a tiny voice. I am but a mere morsel to you. I could surely never satisfy you as a meal, and I must return to my mothers and sisters. The spider once again pondered the request. The ant was indeed a small meal, but the spider was also quite hungry. Do not spare the ant. Alright, on to the cricket. I must know what happens. Dear spider, I know you must hunger greatly, but I ask that you please spare me, the cricket chirped desperately. I am but a gentle musician. I only wish to play my song beneath the stars. The spider yet again pondered the request. The cricket's music was indeed beautiful, but the spider was also ravenously hungry. Do not spare the cricket. I hold no ill will, for this is your nature, the cricket replied with an air of drama. And you say you wish to weave a gift for the kindly girl. She was my first audience, and lavished praise upon my music when no other did. If I can assist you in your endeavor to make her happy again, then I am content with this fate. The spider's stomach was once more filled by the meal, and it felt stronger in spirit than ever before. And so yet again the spider began its work. This would be the most difficult endeavor yet. While its spirit was indeed strong, it couldn't help but wonder if its weak little body could withstand it. It would have to work harder and faster than ever before to finish the dress before the next full moon. Still, the smitten spider carried on, determined to give its all for what it was sure to be the final gift to its beloved. It spent many days toiling away. The spider had been eating quite well, and although the task was still quite tiring, was able to work and work without a moment's rest. Though even as it worked tirelessly, it wondered if a lovely, gentle maiden like her could ever love a spider. For it was a spider through and through. Weaving webs and catching prey were what a spider was best at, after all. Both of those skills had been quite useful. But would that ever be enough to win her heart? Even as it pondered such questions, it persevered with its task. Spinning, threading, sewing. That's beautiful. Until finally, in the twilight that preceded the full moon, it finished. It was a fine, elegant gown, of which any bride would be envious. But this dress was for its beloved, and her alone. It laid the dress on the chair in front of the windowsill. It had just managed to scurry off to tuck itself away in a dark corner when it heard a familiar voice. Its beloved had returned, and her voice was filled with mirth and joy. "Oh my, what is this?" The young woman flitted over to the dress, absolutely delighted. "It is even more beautiful than I could have imagined. I must try it on right away." Oh. She looked lovely and almost angelic in her dress as she stood in the moonlight. Her tired eyes became filled with light and joy. But her thoughts were filled by something other than the beautiful gown she was wearing. Maybe tonight the maker of these gifts will finally show themselves. She had all but forgotten about the dear that never truly loved her. Her mind was far too occupied with the kind tailor that had woven her these gifts. She searched the room, anxious and hopeful. "Please, whoever sewed these fine adornments, I ask that you finally show yourself so that I may thank you properly." The spider remained hidden, not wishing to disappoint its beloved. The cheer of the room eventually gave way to a sense of gloom and sadness, as there was no response to the woman's request. She examined her gloves, veil, and dress with a sad, lonely expression. "I see now. My dear will never return. I have no groom for whom to wear this dress, and I will not even be able to thank the dear soul who did so much for me." Seeing its beloved despair, the spider finally ventured out into the windowsill, reaching a small leg out to the woman. For a moment, it wished it could speak as humans do. But that was not necessary, as once its beloved eyes fell upon the tiny creature, she understood fully. "Oh, my dear sweet little spider," she said in delight. "How silly of me! Of course it was you! If only I could embrace you to thank you for your generosity. But alas, sweet little spider, my time here is nearly at its end. I must say goodbye," she said, though there was no sadness in her voice. "Do not despair, however, for we will surely meet again." A warm smile adorned her face as she seemed to be fading away. Soon, all the spider could sense of her was the distant sound of her voice. "I think it would be rather nice to live my next life as a spider. Don't you agree? Then perhaps I could sew you beautiful gifts as you have done for me." Oh, I love this one so much more. And it's a heart-shaped spider web. This is such a better ending. The end. Made with Ren Pie. Background art by Brittany. Okay, I feel a lot better with that ending. Alright. Well, everybody, that is The Spider and the Bride. It was so wholesome and sweet. Please, check out this game, see if, maybe there are some other options that I missed. Definitely show the creator some love. The link to the game will be down below. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please feel free to subscribe, leave a thumbs up, like, or a comment down below. And I love this game. Until next time, guys, stay geeky. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.